Lawrence Jones. He's at a diner in Georgia. Big smile, Lawrence. Do the voters there really think that Biden can handle another 5 years?
I don't think they think Biden can handle another day. But you're talking about Georgia voters who, honestly, Georgia's become somewhat of a swing state, but they just don't think that the president is governing in a way that says, I'm there. And, you can just compare to Joe Biden to when he was vice president. He was alert and, he was known as the greatest retail politician. And you're just not seeing that Joe Biden right now. The question is, when you have 70% of the Democrats saying that they would prefer a different candidate, are the Democrats truly sending their best? Well, that takes us to the debate tonight where Gavin Newsom is debating Ron DeSantis. Many people say Gavin Newsom is the Democrats' best.
Yeah, I hear that. Trump wants the support from young voters. He wrote an op-ed in Newsweek. He's fighting against political content in our schools. Actually, it's more than that. He says he's fighting against political, inappropriate racial, sexual, and political content in schools. Is that a message that will resonate with young voters, Lawrence?
I think it's a message that will resonate with some. Look, I probably stirred up a little bit of controversy the last 2 days when the Black Lives Matter, activist that was a part of Rhode Island came on the program and endorsed Donald Trump. And I've been warning people that are reasonable. There's the Black Lives Matter, the big organization, and then there's the people in, that were saying we want just equal justice under the law. We don't want anarchy and all that, but we believe in the phrase Black Lives Matter. I think that Donald Trump has this real opportunity to get black males, people within that group, young voters, and I think it's different from any other Republican because he doesn't speak the same way typical Republicans speak. There's a cultural aspect about that. And look, if it was all about facts, Donald Trump would have won the past election. There's an emotional connection to voters. And right now, Joe Biden is just not connecting like he did the last time. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of time before the election is here. But when you look at these national polls right now, there's one guy that is galvanizing the people. That's Donald Trump.
I take it that is a Trump diner, Lawrence, correct?
They said that this is Trump country. I didn't say that. They said that.
Okay, fine. Lawrence, thanks. Great job today. We'll see you again real soon. Lawrence Jones.
Thanks, brother.
Everyone.
I appreciate it.
You got it.